Okay, everybody, it's me, Gregory Mannarino. It is Tuesday, September 7th, 2021, and we have to talk. So sit down, relax, finish your coffee maybe, and let's put this together. Let's start off with the setup this morning for this market and what's happening. Right now, as I am doing this video blog, trading doesn't start for about 35 minutes. Stock futures are flat to slightly lower. Okay, whatever. Last week, record high, record high, record high. Is the market about to pull back? I don't think so. I still believe no matter what this market does today, if we get a little sell-off today, and that is to be seen, that dip will be bought and this week will end higher. I explained this to you yesterday in my markets a look ahead. So like I said, stock futures are slightly lower right now. Okay. Let's look at a few other assets. It's kind of interesting. The 10-year yield right now, higher, 1.372. So we are at the top of that range. What happens if we go above that? As long as the 10-year yield doesn't spike again and continue to spike rapidly, because we're at the top of a range, we're still way good here. But we do need to keep our eyes on this. You all know that. You know that better than anybody else. Watch that 10-year yield. Watch that 10-year yield. It's the key. It's the key to the market. Dollar right now, markedly stronger. So that's not great for the stock market. It's great for consumers, you and me. Oh, but for the market, the market hates that. Crude oil right now, under pressure. Gold and silver, under pressure. Cryptocurrencies, under pressure. So that's the setup right now for the market. So why these things are going on now? Why are these things occurring? The market is like some kind of a demented child. Seriously. And it needs to be constantly reassured that, well, the bad economic news is going to keep on coming and that the Fed is going to keep buying it all. Because that's it, people. That's the only reason why this freak show of a market is where it is right now. The only reason why we're hitting record high, record high, record high is this freaking paradox between a cratering economy, it's early, and our economy shrinking at its fastest pace ever in history, and the stock market that keeps going higher. It's the Fed. The promise that the Fed is going to keep buying. This morning, okay, I'm watching Bloomberg this morning. They had some guy out there who actually, was talking reality that the Fed will not taper for years. Duh. It's even too early to do duh. But seriously, once the market realizes there's no chance, none, zero, that the Fed is going to taper anytime soon, you're going to see that dollar take a hit. You're going to see commodities turn around. And the stock market higher, regardless of anything else. The cratering economy, the shrinking economy, it's just not going to matter. So the market this week is anticipating more bad economic news, and it wants to hear that. The market is anticipating more terrible news on inflation, which is surging. Okay, so once the demented child that this market gets reassured, don't worry about it. Don't worry. Don't worry. The Fed is going to continue to buy it all, and distortions in the market are going to get worse and worse and exponentially worse. Then the market's going to go, yay. We're going to go higher. And the investment banks, people are going to start buying this market. Of course, that's just the way it is. And as far as I am concerned, you all know this. As long as that 10-year yield remains in a range, okay, in this range we're in, and we're at the top of this range, we need to buy every single dip that comes along. So let's say, for example, let's just put out a hypothetical. The market sells off a few hundred points today, keeping in mind that we just hit record high over the past several weeks. It doesn't stop. Well, as long as that 10-year yield remains stable or in a range, we buy. we buy the dips. Period. The end. If cryptos fall, we buy that dip. Gold and silver, we buy that dip. Crude oil, we buy that dip. We buy it all. Okay, we're going to continue to buy. It's just not going to change. That dynamic will not change because the Fed is going to continue, in my opinion, and a lot of people, and I think yours as well, they can't and don't want to taper. No one really seems to have a grip besides you and me as to what is really going on here. Actually, that's not true. There are a couple of other guys explaining this, and I think they are probably, maybe watching this blog here. But the fact of the matter is, the Fed has no intention to taper whatsoever. They're going to fulfill their end game. They will fulfill it. Period. The end. You can expect more stuff to come down the pike that you can't even believe. I told you to be prepared for anything that comes down the pike here. There's going to be new variants coming out, worse than ever before. We got the Mu variant now. You can't make it up. I dare you. Try to make it up. Anyway, people, so that's the scenario today. The market right now, at least it was when I last looked, flat to slightly lower. Crude oil lower, gold and silver lower, cryptocurrencies lower, 10-year yield top of the range, dollar stronger. So not a great setup this morning for equities. But we'll see. We'll see what they pull off. Let's see how they play it today. But I'm just going to continue my strategy, my philosophy on this market. And that is buy every single dip that comes along. And we're going to continue to do that until we get an uncontrolled spike in the 10-year yield. Once we see that, we're going to know it is no longer time to buy the dips. In fact, we should consider running for the hills, pulling profits out of this market, and getting short. But this guy, will keep you on top of this because I will not let you down. We will continue to win as we have been winning on an epic scale for years. It's just not, I don't care which direction this market goes. I don't care what they want to throw at us. We will be on the winning side. There's just no doubt about it. Please share this guy's video. I really appreciate it. I will see all of you in the later. I told you it was early. I only had one cup of coffee so far. I need another one. See you later.